Welcome, and you are still on Tikambe. My name is Elizabeth Kayupe. I'm your presenter, and in the studio today with me, I have the guest by the name of Mr.
Muyonda Devi.
And
Leon Jenny Fortunato.
As we'll be talking to you about education. Jenny, you being a student, by the way, you are welcome and you're looking beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Being a student, studying medicine, how do you divide your time being a student and being a script writer?
I think it comes with passion.
Okay.
I'm passionate for both things, so that always helps me to divide my time. When I need to study, I will certainly do so. I will make sure that I divide my time properly for both things because I love both of them.
All right. And how can a child be determined when it comes to school? Because there are some children, when it comes to school, we need to push them for them to go to school. So what can you tell us about that?
First of all, as parents, we need to ensure that we educate our children, that they live better in life.
Okay.
I want to mention that I'm one of those children that came from one of the least considered compounds,
Okay.
that is Mrs.
Okay.
But because I had passion for school, I am here where I am because I was determined
Okay.
to be educated.
Alright.
So for the young ones, they must be determined so that they get the education they need. For her to be able to write, to be able to do what she's doing, is because she's educated. Yeah, so education is the key. People just need to ensure that they concentrate on their studies.
All right. Jenny, you are a voice-over personnel. How do you manage to do that, and how did you come up with you being a voice-over personnel?
How did I come up with being a voiceover personnel? I think it started when I was really young. My focus when it came to entertainment was on how people presented their voices. So other kids would focus on the cartoon and the content. I would focus on the voices. How this one is speaking, when they're in this certain emotion, they speak like this, they speak like that. So I started practicing, started copying the cartoons. Then further on, when I grew up, I started doing research, and that's how I got here.
All right. You being a parent, there are some parents who are negligent. They'll just be there looking at their children moving up and down, what and what. And these days, the youth of these days, our youths of these nowadays, they don't have regards for their parents, and there's a difference from the time you were growing and the time us we are growing. Is it because is it a normal life to live, or how can you explain it? What's the difference? What have you observed?
The difference is that it is true some parents, they don't pay attention to their children. Now, when you don't pay attention to your children, number one, it means other people will pay attention to your children. So if you don't teach them the way they should live, other people will teach them.
Okay.
Things that you don't even expect them to have gotten. So as parents, we need to ensure that we get an interest on what our children want to achieve in life. You guide them properly, because if you don't guide them, they will end up living a life that is not pleasant to a child.
So do you think there's anything, how have you observed the youth of nowadays? Some are there into drugs, some they're smoking, like normal weed, some they're in beer. So what's your advice to the parents who are out there who have such kind of children?
Okay, number one, like I mentioned, I come from Mrs. And Mrs. is perceived to be a place where drugs are found, criminals are found. But because my parents paid attention to my needs, they ensured that I went to school. They ensured that I was brought up in a way that I will not depart from those good ways. So you can come from a compound like Mrs., but you still be like me.
Right.
So issues to do with drugs. Remember, I mentioned that if you, as a parent, you don't have time for your children, somebody else will have time for your children.
Right.
How did those children know about the drugs? It means there was somebody who introduced them to those drugs. So as parents, we need to ensure that we educate our children, we teach them the way that we would want them to grow.
Jenny, I saw an advert, you advertising the movie which is about to come out. Can you tell us a bit about the movie?
Yes, so there is a movie coming out called The Lost Queen, and it's a great movie. I think it's one that will go beyond the barricades of Zambia. The storyline is quite amazing. Shooting will start soon, but I think people should be excited to see this movie. It's something different, it's something great, and the actors, you'll be in love, trust me.
What plans do you have for the youth? We have people like Twilando who wants to be an actor, an actress. So, does she have an opportunity?
Of course, I think everybody has an opportunity to become an actor or an actress. It's about passion. I think, yeah, the main thing is passion. If you have passion, you can become whatever you want. And it's still open.
Any
If they
qualifications?
Qualifications? No, just love what you do. Love what you do and research on how to get into character. I think that's what will lead you and guide you into acting.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we've come to the end of the show. My name is Elizabeth Kayupe. Stay tuned for the main segment.